with the LEGO Star Wars Mechs, a real interesting and honestly weird part of the LEGO Star Wars lineup. Fits in right at the bottom of the lineup. I guess the idea was to have the minifigure operate a larger version of itself. This idea is pulled off way better on some mechs than others, but I'll get into all of that. It's also the cheapest way, at the moment at least, to get some decent one-off minifigures. This Darth Vader in particular is excellent. Though this isn't the best way to just get minifigures. Battle packs still have these beat in that department. The builds have to stand on their own 2 feet for these mechs to be considered worth it in my opinion. So today I just wanted to dive into these LEGO Star Wars mechs and take a closer look at these little oddities, because I have thoughts. Alright. Simple premise today, people. You know, for something I wouldn't necessarily see the value in, I certainly have a lot of these. I also have the Thanos one as well. Let's get this open and let's get this built. Let's build the Stormtrooper. Oh my god, it's a woman Stormtrooper, look. I get the shtick at this point. I've built 4 of these now. I get it. These are very simple. I think I'm building it on camera, just like, you know, you're not seeing, you're not allowed to see. So we'll start with those minifigures because it's the biggest draw for me personally. Like mentioned, this Darth Vader minifigure is incredible. Printing all over. Fantastic printing at that. You really get a sense of those robes mixing with the shiny suit parts. This thing is just covered head to toe in printing. That arm printing though, it's so good. I'm confident in saying that this is one of the best minifigures LEGO Star Wars has brought out in recent times, if not ever. Having the helmet split into 2 pieces just adds so much for me. This is one of those unexpected little details that got me really excited. It just adds so much to this figure. That Boba Fett has most of the same nice little touches, and so like the Darth Vader, the quality here makes the set worth it for these figures alone, because these are top tier Star Wars minifigures. No shoulder pauldron though. That would have topped this minifigure off nicely. Lastly, we have this Stormtrooper. I mean, it makes sense against the rest of the lineup, but wouldn't say it's worth it just for a reg Stormtrooper. A third name character would have been preferred, maybe like a Bosk or something, an IG-88 mech perhaps. As for that Stormtrooper minifigure though, the helmets on these newer ones look a little off to me, like they've been flattened and stretched out. Though compared to older Stormtroopers, the helmet isn't that much bigger, so I really can't put my finger on why these things look so strange. Not trying to say they look bad in any capacity, but just a little strange. I just don't think I'm used to them yet. Oh, printed! It's printed! Hallelujah! Wait, that was speedy. Anyone else got a faster building the Stormtrooper mech time? Let me know. Biggest disappointment, by the way, when I found out the mech's legs didn't bend. I always sit and wonder why. For occasions like this, they didn't just use 1 big piece and they decided to use 2 smaller pieces. Oh wait. Alright, it's late, alright? It's late. Yes. No spare bits as of yet. Oh, actually, no. You can hold that. They're getting their use out of that copper head mold, aren't they? Mate, I don't know if I can submit this for a speedrun time, but I feel pretty confident. Please don't tell me they're going to leave the back like that. That looks very convincing. An E11, I think it's called. Alright, those mechs. Yeah, these things are strange. The Darth Vader mech pulls off the concept the best in my opinion. It just looks like a bigger version of Darth Vader's suit, and looks the least weird. The other 2 do look very strange and wacky. Those joints don't move. I don't know why, but from the box pictures, they looked posable, and I was disappointed they are not. This does make posing limited, but the angle they're set to do add a more organic look at the very least. They're not just stood like soldiers. So ultimately, the joints not moving didn't bother me for too long. Those guns represent the real thing very well. It's not 100%, but you get the idea for the specific gun it's representing. I enjoy the little details on the Boba Fett mech, like the wrist blasters and the jetpack. I think those are represented very well, with some good part usage. The sides are open though, and it looks quite silly seeing the little minifigure inside the bigger version of itself. That pretty much sums up these mechs entirely though. A little silly. From the concept to the execution, these things are odd. I would have never seen these things coming, but I enjoy them for what they're worth. Like I said, they do fit nicely at the bottom of that LEGO Star Wars lineup as these weird, wacky, out there sets. I do wish these sets were a couple pounds cheaper though, and if they were to continue with these, I would prefer named characters. I think that's when these sets are at their best, but these are fun.